welcome to Warriors TV, where tonight I'm delighted to say we're catching up with Mike Ware. Mike, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. Let's start at the present and tonight's game. What was your thoughts on it?
I thought it was a great win. You know, the team played really well, and their goalie played really well to keep it close for a while. And then over time, we just kept coming, and then the goals started going in. So you got to be pretty happy when you win like that. And our goalie got a shutout, so that's even better.
It certainly is, yeah. You got to see Cam play for the first time since he's come to Whitley. So what was your thoughts on his performance?
Well, I thought, you know, he had some good chances, and he was playing his heart out. He loves the game of hockey, so he looked good out there, and he's enjoying it here. So he's, you know, it's exciting to watch him.
It certainly is, yeah. We're delighted to have him. He's settled in really well. So let's look at your career for a bit then. And you were drafted by the Edmonton Oilers. So I mean, what was that like?
It was great. It was you know, like it's always exciting. You don't know what's going to happen in a draft, and I was just happy to get picked. You know, and then when you get picked, you think, oh, that's great, and where do I go from here? And then next thing you know, you got a lot of work, and we obviously. All the picks and all the free agents that came to the team. Actually, Tony was drafted as well to the same team. So
it was, yeah.
You know, you all do what you can do and see what happens. And you know, I hung in there for a while, and then you know, I went from there to coming over here, and you know, I don't regret any of it. It was a great time.
Yeah. So you met Tony out in Edmonton. Did he play a part in you coming over to play for the Racers?
My brother was over here first. And then I didn't even know there was hockey at the time in Britain. And so I was excited because my dad was from England.
Okay.
You know, so my dad played football. And, you know, I think he was, you know, he grew up and all his friends played football. He should have been a rugby player, but he just followed his friends at the time. So then I ended up saying, oh, I'd love to come over and see what's going on. And I ended up, I had an agent, and they said that Murrayfield might be looking to make changes. And then I ended up, you know, obviously I knew Tony because when he came to camp, it was a big deal. You know, he was the first British guy ever drafted. And I remember they were doing interviews, and I remember actually watching him during training camp thinking, wow, he's really good on breakaways. You know, and he was beating a lot of the goalies in camp. So, and he did really well over there. The only reason he didn't stay is because he chose not to. So, but it was, you know, one thing leads to another. You never know where you're going to go. And for me, I think a lot like Cameron is, you know, I just loved hockey and I just wanted to play. So it didn't matter where I played. As long as I was playing, I was having fun.
Yeah, and that brought you to the Murrayfield Racers, and I'm guessing you really enjoyed it while you were there.
Yeah, we had a great team, a great bunch of guys. You know, I still tell stories to this day about the crew we had because we were really close and we stuck up for each other and we played hard. And it was funny because our record on my first year, I'll never forget it. It was 15-1 at home and 3-13 on the road. So I go, we were kind of homers, but
yeah.
We still like it was just that the league at the time just different league, you know, like you wasn't that you weren't trying to win on the road. It just seemed like we'd get off the bus and you're down by 5 before you even got your legs going, you know, and then I was usually kicked out by then anyway. So,
well, you stayed in the country for some time, didn't you? And you spent a few years with Cardiff with your good friend Ivan Machulik, I seem to remember. So, I mean, that must be nice as well, having familiar friends and teammates.
Yeah, it was. It just as it worked out. Like I remember my third year in Edinburgh, we had a contract on the table that never actually got signed. So we were waiting, and then we ended up going to Cardiff. We'd actually bought an apartment. Me and my wife now, Jocelyn, we bought an apartment in Edinburgh. And we were planning on staying there. Obviously, we would have bought it, and then as it'd be, we never got a contract. And then we just said, well, we got to sign somewhere. And then a new offer came from Cardiff that was a lot more money. So that kind of motivated to say, well, screw the apartment, we're leaving.
Yeah.
And we ended up going down there, and then, you know, it was a good few years. And then I left there and I ended up back with Tony in Sheffield. So it was like, you know, it was a lot of good times and you know, a lot of years. You know, London nights, back to Cardiff. You know, at the time, Edinburgh really didn't have a team anymore. They dropped down the division and then they dropped out of the what was the Super League at the time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And as you say, it's funny how it works out sometimes. And now your son is back, kind of following in your footsteps, playing in this country. And it must be a proud moment as a father to get to come over and watch him.
Yeah, well, you know, whether he plays hockey or not, I'm always proud of him. He's a great kid, and he loves hockey, and he tries his best, and you know, he'll do whatever he can to help the team, and that's all you really want as a teammate, right? You just want a bunch of guys that are working hard together to get the same goal. So, and he's always been about that, and he loves it here, and he's enjoying it here. So it's really good to see.
Well, that's great to hear, Mike. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.